Hello, everyone. Welcome to iBrainstorm. I'm going to be teaching you how to use iBrainstorm in your classroom to incorporate collaborative learning with your students. My name is Vanessa Favila. I am a kindergarten teacher at Armstrong Elementary, and I have two moderators today, DeAndrea Bennon, who teaches 3rd grade at Rowlett, and Sophia Nunez, who teaches 5th grade at Golden Meadows. We all have 4 classroom computers that we use, and we have an iPad cart that we share. I have 30, DeAndrea has 30, and Sophia has 20 that are shared among their grade level. With iBrainstorm, this is a great app that you can use to get your students collaborating so that everyone is participating. When I'm sharing this with you, I'm going to be using Air Server to kind of show you what I'm doing on my iPad and what you will be doing when you start using this in your classroom. Ways to use this: you can use Venn diagrams, circle charts, thinking maps, anything like that, and all of those are loaded in this app already. The standard that we're addressing is the ISTE standard Creative Communicator. Students use digital resources, objects to communicate complex ideas clearly and effectively. So I'm going to take you to my iPad now and show you how I'm using this. Hold on a second while I get this back on here. Hold on, it dropped Air Server. Just a second, I'll get that back up for us. All right, so here is my iPad. You see I have the AirPlay up, and I have connected to my classroom. You will do the same thing if you want to present this to your class on how to use it. So the iBrainstorm app is the orange pencil. And when you first open the app, this intro is going to open up, and this intro tells you about how to use it. It's very simple, so I'm going to go into greater detail for you. But basically, you can think, you can add ideas, draw ideas, and then share them with others. You can tap to connect to other iPads and share ideas. And you can repeat and add more ideas the more sticky notes or Post-its that you share. What's new, you can do iPad to iPad sharing. There are project backgrounds that are already loaded. 53 Pencil is a stylus that you can get and use, and you can also do file sharing. So all this information will come up the very first time that you download and open the app. So I'm going to close that now, and I'm going to go through some of the different features that are on this app. The first thing is at the top there's the plus sign, which gives you your sticky notes. There is the pencil that you can use. There are different colors to choose from. You can make it bigger or smaller depending on what it is that you are wanting to draw. The eraser function also gives you the ability to just erase, again, different sizes, or you can delete all of your sticky notes that you've done or all of your drawings that you've done. In the middle, where there's a triangle, and right now I have training for today's purposes, that's where all your projects are stored. So when you open a new project, that's the plus sign, you'll want to give your project a title, and then you can choose from the backgrounds that are already loaded. So there's a blank one, there's the 3 sections, thinking mat, circle chart, all kinds of things to choose from depending on what you're working on. So once you've given your project a title and picked your background, you'll just do save. I'm just going to go back to our training one for now. This one, I'm just going to do some things with you. So I'm going to show you how to walk through each of these things. The first thing is how to connect to another iPad. So I have a student iPad here with me that I'm going to connect to my teacher iPad and show you how they connect. So you can use this if you have 2 students working together and you want them to each use their own iPad and share ideas. I've also used this with a group. So I have 2 using one iPad and 2 using another iPad, and they're all working together to share. So to connect your iPads, you're going to tap on the gray smiley faces in the corner. And you can see Deandra's iPad is also closed, so it's pulling her up. In just a moment, it should pull up my student iPad as well. And you want to make sure before they try to connect that both iPads already have the app open. So now it has found my student iPad, the 05. So if I choose that one, it's going to connect to my student iPad. And I'm going to cancel this for just a second to show you what pops up on my student iPad. So if I do it the opposite way from my student iPad to my iPad, this is going to pop up. So you're going to want to let your students know that you click accept, or since I'm kindergarten, I say the one that starts with A, so that those 2 iPads will be connected. Once that has been connected, you can see it's connecting now on mine. Once the done lights up in blue, then I will be connected with my other iPad. Give it just a minute to add. And you can add up to 4 iPads can be connected at a time. So you could have, like I said, groups of students sharing, or you can have individual students working together, but only 4 iPads will connect and work together at one time. Let me cancel this and try it again. It's being slow. Okay, not sure why it's not wanting to connect right now. I'm going to go ahead and oh, I think I might got it. Try it again. Okay, well, I'm going to cancel this and I'll try this again in a minute. So let me go ahead and walk you through all of the different choices. When you open up and create your project, I've already titled this training, I've already chosen the background, but if I decide to change it to a different background, I can easily change it to any of the backgrounds that are there and save, and that will save my background. So I can use this now and add writing. So if I want to come up with a title for this, we've been working on word families. So if I want to put my word family that we're working on in the middle of the circle, I could write that in there. And then I can begin adding the stickies to share. One thing I've done with my stickies is I have taught my students that every partner needs to choose a different color. That way I can see who is participating and sharing ideas and what they've written. So to tap on your sticky, it says double tap to edit. That's exactly what I'm going to do. It brings the sticky bigger, and then it gives me all the different choices so I can pick different colors. whatever color sticky I want. The checkered one makes it invisible. You can also change the font size and make it bigger by hitting the plus or the minus. And so I'm just going to type a word that goes with my family, my @family, and I'm going to close my keyboard down at the bottom, or I can just tap on the screen next to the sticky and it will take it back to my screen. So let me try to connect this again and see if I can get it to work this time. It's still not wanting to connect for some reason. Okay, we'll try it again in a minute. All right, so I can go ahead and continue adding stickies. And then this one, I'll do a different color, like I'm a different partner. So they're going to come up with a different word. And let's try this and see if it will connect to my student one. Sometimes we found that our Wi-Fi is a little bit difficult in the afternoon for some reason. It shows it's connecting. It's giving me all my options, but then it's not actually connecting. Okay, let's go on. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you some of projects that I've done with my class and that students have done. So this first one was one we were doing compound words. So we came up with this list together as a class. This is also a great way to kind of do it. You could do small groups with this and everyone can be using their own. I did this whole group on the screen and then I had like an iPad at a couple of tables for them to kind of put in their own things as well. So cowboy, cowboy. Another way I used it, this was a circle chart that we did. This one was talking about spring. So this is one that a student did and sent to me. So that's green grass and the sun, and then it has spring in the middle. This one was comparing, so spring and winter. They have their stickies, rainy, warm. Winter was cold. You can use Venn diagrams for all kinds of things. This one was another group. They were doing spring also, and so they came up with different things. You can see I have purple and green stickies, so I had two partners doing this one. Flowers, rain, insects, baby animals, warm, green grass. And that one I had them just type in their group name, so that was group 4. There's different ways you can do it if you wanted them to do it like what they're working on. This one was a Venn diagram. They can do that. They can also put in their names. Like I had a group turn it in with their name at the top. When you go to delete your projects, it always keeps the very last one in there. So if I was to delete all of these top ones, I would still have that final one at the bottom left in. So if you want to teach your students to, I'm going to try to connect again, to erase their work so that way another group, especially with these being shared iPads, doesn't use their work. I can show you how you can delete all of your work at once. Okay, yay, I'm connected now. Okay, so let me go back to my training one and I'll show you. Okay, so here is the one that I did with Matt and Kat. So now on my student iPad, I'm going to send something to my teacher iPad. So on my student iPad, you're going to want your students that are working together to go ahead and pick the same background that they're sharing together. And so that way they will be able to see kind of the same things. So for my student iPad, this group is going to send another word the same way that I showed you, but you're going to see it come up on my screen. The Post-it note came out of the smiley faces. So they sent the word hat. So that came from the other iPad. And so I can now send my stickies that I wrote to my other group. And now that sticky has gone to their iPad. So I can share this one as well. And so now both groups are looking at the same thing on their iPads. When you share, you can't share anything that you write. So like I wrote the word at in the middle. The other group that has the iPad would have to write at in the middle of their iPad as well. That doesn't share over like the stickies. Only the stickies. So they can move those around, but they can be sharing the same information that way. All right, so let's send a few more just to show you. I'm going to send another one from my student iPad. So now you can see how it came across. I moved it into my circle chart. So let's say you want your students to turn this into you. They're working on this. You want to see what they've been doing as a group. There are several different options. So if you tap on that rectangle with the arrow coming out of it, it will give you all of those options to share. And you can see my student iPad that I'm connected with and DeAndrea's iPad, which is in the room, are coming up for me to airdrop to. For a student to airdrop to your iPad, you need to make sure that they have first pulled up from the bottom of their screen and their airdrop to everyone is checked. Most of the student iPads are automatically defaulted to receiving off. So you want to make sure it's turned on to everyone, and then that way they'll be able to share it out to you. So I'm going to share this one to my student. Actually, let me do the opposite. I'll share from my student to my teacher iPad. That way you can see how it's going to come across. So my student iPad, it asks me, this iPad would like to share their project with you, and then I can accept it, and then their work just came up on my iPad. So now I'm seeing their work on my iPad. They can also email it if you want it that way. All the other options come up. Google Drive. If you want them to share it with you in Google Drive, I actually just created a folder in my drive. So I can pull that one up. Can add a new folder if they're working on, we'll save word families. Let's see, I think I already saved word families. I'm going to search for word families. There it is right there. And so then now that they have sent this to me, now I can save that into my drive, like if I wanted to use it later and grade their work. And then I would upload. And then I have their project saved in my drive. Another way to do it, I use Seesaw in my classroom, and I know lots of other teachers do, so they can go in and put their own work in Seesaw. So this is something I'm going to be working on with my class very soon. So once they have their project, they can go in, find their name, add it to their own feed, and then they have shared that work on their own Seesaw. This would be something that you would have to do from your teacher iPad unless you have it loaded on your student iPads. But if they share it with you, then they can easily go in and get their work and share it on Seesaw. And it's taken a second to add it. As soon as that's done, I'm going to go back through and I'm going to kind of show you how once your students are done, if you want them to go through and delete their work, so that way the next group doesn't have their work. It's very simple to delete everything instead of having to go through each project and delete all of the projects. Again, with our Wi-Fi, it's taking a while to load this. While I'm waiting for this, for those of you, if you have your iPad carts have been updated and you now have the self-service, all you have to do is go into self-service. It should be in there. If it is not, then you will need to create a service ticket for your CTA and just give them the iBrainstorm app and give them all of that information, which you can find on the App Store. Let me try to close this down for a second and see. It's just kind of stuck there now. To have the iBrainstorm added if you do not have that in your self-service for your student iPads yet. Okay, let me try turning this off for just a second. Let me see if I can get my okay, here we go. Get this back up here for you. I got it closed out. Sorry, it's taking a while to find my air server now. Okay, it says I'm connected. Let's try this again. Okay, here we go. All right, so now we're back in iBrainstorm out. Sorry, I got kind of caught up there when I was trying to add that. All right, so here is my project. So let's say I'm done with this project, I've turned it in, and now I want my students to delete it so that the next group is ready to start without having to worry about what's already on the screen. So what I'm going to do is if I tap on the eraser, I can either choose the size of eraser and erase one thing at a time, or if I just wanted to do it quickly, I can delete all my sticky notes and it will delete all of them. I can delete all my drawings. I can delete all of them. So then I'm ready to go. Everything is cleared off. And now it's ready for the next group to create their projects. So we have about 6 minutes left. So I'm going to go through again just quickly some of the things that are on here, and then we'll stick around for a little while to give you time to ask any questions. So first of all, to connect, you click on the smiley faces. Both iPads that you're trying to connect, or up to 3, will need to have the app already open, and then they should come up in this list here. Once the iPads you're trying to connect have accepted, done turns blue. You tap on that, and then now the smiley faces are yellow and you are ready to share. When you're sharing, you want to do the plus sign to get your sticky. Double tap just as it tells you. You can choose your color. You can change your font size. And then you can share that with the other iPad. And they can share stickies back with you. You can use the writing tool if you need to write things. We've also done this for letters or words. So you can write, you can erase, and you can erase one thing at a time, or you can erase the whole drawing and all of the stickies. Another way to erase, so if you make a mistake on a sticky or you added too many and you want to get rid of it, if you just hold down, it will start to shake and you'll get that X, and you can just very quickly tap on the X and that sticky note will go away. When you first open it up, you will have your new project, so you will have to name it. You can pick your background and then save. If you ever want to change it in the middle of a project, all you have to do is go to the eye and you can very quickly change your background to something different. To share out, you do the box with the arrow coming out of it, and there gives you all of those options to share. That's for like turning in purposes. The question mark, you can contact iBrainstorm. So if you have a question, it pops right up. You can send them an email right away. It also gives you the intro that I showed you at the beginning, and so it walks you through a little bit of the steps. And then the last one, it will take you actually to the Brainstorm website. So you can go to iBrainstorm website. And again, this will give you some more detail. It gives you the option to install all of those things on there. Again, if you don't have this already loaded on your student iPads and you have the self-service app now, it should be in there. If not, you can get that added by sending that in a service ticket to your campus CTA. And so I'm going to go ahead and go back to our video that we showed at the beginning that just tells how great iBrainstorm is and how you can use it in the classroom. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. I'm at VD Favila. Deandra is DJ Bennett 86, and Sophia is Sophia Nunez GISD. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, and we will be posting the link for you to get credit for watching today as well. Thanks so much.
Good job. Yeah. GGO.GLNT